All right, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. A little wardrobe malfunction I had there. Had to switch out of the sport jacket. It's getting a little too steamy in here. Sorry about that. We have a lot to talk about today. It is Money Monday, lots going on. But, I've been saying for like months now, literally months now, that the president could solve this PPP problem and stimulate the economy going back as far as March with one simple move. By the stroke of a pen, executive order, ask the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, order him to stop collecting payroll tax. I had Stephen Moore on in March, and I gave him this plan, and he laughed at me. Watch this. 80% of the jobs in America are provided by small businesses.
Yes,
and I think, there might be a plan out there that would give some comfort if those small business owners can get maybe like a 6-month tax amnesty. They don't have to pay their corporate taxes for 6 months, because when this stuff keeps trickling down, people are ordering more stuff from home, they're going out less, and the local guys, the small businesses under 50 million in revenue, they're the ones that can't withstand it. Could we possibly, I think the numbers would be like 150 million to not let any small business pay taxes for the next 6 months. Do you think that would have a pronounced effect to the upside?
Well, it might. Look, first of all, I certainly agree with your premise. I think we have something like 27.5 million small businessmen and women in this country, and I totally agree with you that they are what I call the spinal cord of the American economy. The American economy would not function without those men and women who create these great businesses, whether they employ 2 people or 200 people. And, I think that the numbers are like 70% of Americans are employed by small businesses. Whether or not we should do an amnesty, look, I just think that this is, no, I don't agree. I like that policy.
I want to thank you very much, Mr. Moore. If you reconsider my plan, you have my permission to steal it, share it with all your friends, and one way or another, I know you guys will figure it out because you're the best in the business. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
Stephen Moore. So that's back in March. Stephen Moore's on here. I said, hey, how about a payroll tax holiday? Give everybody a stimulus. And he said, nah, I don't agree with it. And then, towards the end, I had to go in. One more time and ask him, tell him, hey, if you want to steal my plan and whisper it over to Larry Kudlow, President's chief economic advisor, please do steal it because our country needs it. And, he came around a little bit later on, and he said it wasn't the worst thing he ever heard. And then, just last week, I'm on Newsmax, and I'm on there with Bob Sellers on National Report, one of their top morning news shows. And I told him categorically, point blank, pointed right at the camera, Mr. President, here's what I said on Newsmax just last week.
Like the idea of a payroll tax, at least a holiday, would you just do away with it for a while?
Well, I've made, on a number of networks, I've said this, but not the fastest growing network on cable television, Newsmax, my favorite. I know the president listens. President Trump, all you need to do is you don't need Congress. Instruct your Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, to stop collecting payroll tax, and you can give 3 to 6 months rebate for all those businesses that paid over the last year, and everyone will be stimulated. It will be a landslide victory for Donald Trump. And voila, just like that, President takes to the stage on Saturday evening at his club in Bedminster. What happened, Nico? Why are you laughing?
Because I know you're saying you influenced that decision.
I did influence that decision, and everybody knows it. If you look, the tweet, my buddy Matt Conklin over at Newsmax put out the tweet with that clip, said, hey, at real Donald Trump, and the thing got like thousands and thousands of views. So between Stephen Moore and Larry Kudlow and Kimberly Guilfoyle, who not only comes on the show but watches the show, and Donald Trump Jr., who watches the show, somebody went to the president and said, hey, I don't know why I didn't tell you this sooner, but JT thinks you should do an executive order. And then Saturday night, he came out, he did the executive order. By the way, executive order comes out on Saturday. Dow at 27.7, up 300 points today. So some good things are developing, and JT, from time to time has his finger on the pulse of things. And yes, Nico, my producer Nico's laughing at me because he doesn't think the president came up with this, but followed my lead. In March, that's why we showed a clip from March. In March, I floated this plan to Stephen Moore, who's Larry Kudlow's right-hand man. They're best buddies. They formulated the entire Trump tax plan. And if you don't think at some point Steve Moore said to Larry Kudlow, hey, listen, this guy Tobacco, he has a few cocktails on Liquid Lunch, but he's got some good ideas. Maybe we should steal his idea and use executive privilege and put in a payroll tax, because I think he's right. So, I don't know. Nico's over there laughing at me. My team, they don't understand the impact of my words and how much of a reach we have. And, our reach is getting bigger by the minute, okay? As I mentioned a little earlier in the show, our outside the U.S. audience is growing for some crazy reason. But I guess, we're interesting in other countries. And if you're watching us on social, or if you're watching on Biz, and you want to hear what's going on the commercials, tune into Facebook. You can find us on Facebook at Liquid Lunch TV. And you can find us, if you missed the show, later on Liquid Lunch TV on our YouTube page. And if you're watching right now, we were doing really good with Facebook, breaking their algorithms. And you break the algorithms with a lot of shares and a lot of engagements. Likes, comments, thumbs ups, thumbs downs. Even if it's a mean comment, I don't care. Be mean if you must. But give us some engagement, because it was helping us really break out of these algorithms that they put on you to limit your speech. And I don't want to be limited. I'm not good at being limited at all. And my friends were joking around with me the other day that I was the 8th grade New York City spelling bee champion. And my friend Jim Mangone and some of my other boys after golf the other day, they were saying, well, I got eliminated at the New York State finals. And I said, what word did you get eliminated on? And I said, I'll never forget it from 8th grade. The word was permissible. And my friend said, wow, what an ironic word for you to not know how to spell, because you don't understand what permissible is, because you just do whatever the hell you want, JT. And maybe that's why I got the word permissible wrong. And my complete life would have been a complete different life if I would have spelled permissible properly. Thank God I didn't. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and kick off hour 2 right here, right after this.